Welcome back to Neo. Okay, after being reacquainted with Uzuki, in fact, about that, Joe, I forgot to tell you this in the last part. It's abundantly clear, Jova, that they're writing the returning characters to kind of reflect how we feel, like what the hell's going on, and I miss the good old days and stuff like that. You know, the returning characters are clearly meant to be a mouthpiece for the returning fans.
Of course. Again, though, it's a shame we probably won't see Megumi back. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I get that what he was doing was technically wrong, but man was the only reason Shibuya didn't get destroyed from the get-go.
I wouldn't really want Megumi back for one very particular reason. He was erased, not even changed from one plane to another with different code. He was flat out erased from existence. And if we can somehow introduce a method where erasure can be reversed, there ceases to be any tension in this franchise whatsoever. So no.
Didn't we technically get that with Rhyme being brought back from the brink?
Well, true. But that's only with a composer. But only the composer can do that. Not to mention, remember, Rhyme technically was not completely erased from existence. She was turned into a noise, and after that, a pin. So technically, remember, like Mr. H was able to salvage her code before she disappeared. So.
Wasn't it implied that that's typically what happens to you when you do get erased, though? Essentially, you know, in sort of a Kingdom Hearts parallel, essentially. Like,
no,
I'm just saying, I wouldn't say that the door is completely shut on Megumi coming back, especially if Joshua, for whatever reason, willed it, because dude is literally God. And you know, again, it might just be wishful thinking on my part. It's just, man really was dealt a crap hand. He was the antagonist. He was the antagonist, but not by choice.
The classic example of a sympathetic antagonist. An antagonist that is technically doing bad things, but technically he is pursuing... kind of like the antagonist of the Layton anime, where he's technically the antagonist, but he's technically pursuing what is in objectively a noble goal. Go on.
Also, wasn't the entire point of, Show's resurrection that it was an anomaly?
Well, yeah,
but...
Go on. Well, yeah, but that was like a satanic ritual thing.
True, but it kind of fits your requirement, something that was not used until that point, and it tampers with the established order.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, I'll just say this, nothing is truly impossible. Now, that being said, the Glasses Demon Girl can stay dead. She was just terrible. I mean, she was a great antagonist to take down, but holy cow, behind that look of jurisdiction, she was just trying to be the goddamn Starscream. Which she failed at epically, but, what you gonna do?
Alright, let's take care of more turf noise.
Now, cover your terrain in the orange ink.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall correctly, our team's color is orange.
While this is going on, I like to also talk about, because I've one of my points of praise for the first game in our commentary was the excellent pacing, and despite this game being 3 times longer than the original game, I will argue that the plot does a really good job keeping up a good pace. Where we're constantly either introducing new characters or finding a new character we haven't seen in a while, like in the case of Uzuki, right? To keep narrative momentum, so there's always something interesting happening.
Just be careful.
Even when you're just doing the missions themselves are fun and interesting and allow for a lot of good banter between our protagonists. So
it's interesting. The main game is longer, but the extra campaign is shorter, sadly.
Mm-hmm. Well, the main premise of Another Day is getting to a death march concept, where basically they literally have Nomura and Kobayashi literally create twirly versions of Ishimoto's band, and they become the main celebrity cameos basically of Another Day, basically. All right. They even start Another Day with the usual warning. The tale you are about to experience is it takes place in a different continuity than the main game, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's the same thing with, for example, the what is called
Another Day.
No, that's literally. I was talking about the Layton and Isatronic crossover DLC episodes.
Oh, yeah, those. I wonder, do they also canonize this Another Day? You know, kind of like I remember, Another Day in the original game was technically canonized in the sense that
it's just
that's
explicit in a different
dimension.
Yes,
we're getting R&R essentially.
Yeah, it's just explicit in a different plane. Yeah, they don't like say it outright like verbally, but I'm pretty confident that's meant to be the same thing here. Like,
well, I guess it might be spoiling, but I was more so asking, like, do they make it that the Another Day of that is technically also running in parallel with this game?
Oh, yeah, right. No. The Another Day segment of this game is completely self-contained. It doesn't. There's no moment where one person from one plane goes into the Another Day plane like in the first game. No.
Okay.
No, the Another Day segment is entirely separate and doesn't really connect to what's going on in the main storyline.
That's fair.
Like when you look at this entire plot as a whole, Jove, I can tell you there's not really any much you could do to really connect it to, because what they're doing in Another Day is literally just trying to get to a concert and that's it. So there's not really that much room for connections that you could have made it without, throwing contrived stuff into the main story just for the hell of it.
To be fair, the connections to the main plot in Another Day weren't even part of the main plot of Another Day as well. They were sidestep that you could find.
True.
Oh, here's Joshua in the usual final boss area. Oh, here's Hanakoma on top of the skyscraper, essentially. So, to be fair, if they wanted to, they would probably just have it be side quest stuff like Another Day did it, as opposed to it being in the main plot. The main connections were, of course, what we found out from those, and also admittedly Hanakoma's reports pretty much saying that, we decided to, Joshua pretty much ran off to this quirky world where I eventually found him. And traded places with myself there. Because Hanakoma rolls that way.
Territory claimed. Waves up.
Booyaka! That makes 2, don't it?
To it, yes.
Booyaka, get it? Because Inklings say booyah.
Booyah!
Well, remember, he said that's part of his vocabulary in the first game too, so go ahead.
Time for another news flash, players.
I'm redundant. There, that's the end of the news flash.
The Wicked Twisters and the Pure Hearts have each claimed a new area for themselves. Other teams may want to dogpile them to get that territory when the opportunity arises.
Especially because it's the middle one.
The Who Hearts?
Pure Hearts, Pete.
Another one of our rival teams.
Don't let their name fool
back
you.
in my day.
Don't let their name fool you, they're pricks.
Back in my day, we played the game in groups of 2. Now we have this whole team shit. Now we have this whole team shit. Go ahead, Dibs.
Man, y'all's names are something else. Who came up with them anyway? What actually pure-hearted people would call themselves pure hearts?
Well,
you don't want the answer to that, Waves.
Well, the Wicked Twisters was my idea.
What's it supposed to mean, though?
It's like giant tornadoes that blow away the competition, and they're also like scary and mean.
The song Twister?
Yeah, exactly.
Or the movie.
Huh.
Or the sequel.
Well then.
Twister got a sequel and it's apparently good. Twilight Zone.
Are you trying to say you don't like it?
I think I've only just recovered from watching it in 4DX then. Nah, man. I think it's pretty solid.
4DX, ain't that the theater with the moving seats and everything?
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Oh, wow.
I knew you'd understand, Beat.
They must have made you actually feel like you were in a tornado.
Yeah, at least somebody does.
Get it, audience? Wink, wink. It's one step close to do that.
Seriously, I mean, a film like Twisters is something that 4DX was made for, to be fair, so I think I had to go see it that way. And it was mainly, we got the wind effect and the rain, but the main thing was the seats throwing us all around all over the place. And I hope no one had a hot cup of coffee open.
So how much did they do it? Did they actually have the seats move around like they do in a motion ride theater?
Yeah, pretty much. So they're actually, okay, to be fair, I should clarify, actually.
Let's see if there's any new... Oh, hold on,
you're not allowed...
Because there's a new record for us to get.
You're not allowed hot drinks in there.
Makes sense. I'm guessing for the raid.
Last call.
Oh,
Quick ambient beats summon forth the unexpected with pleasant, straight-shooting vocals. Well, I mean, it's Stephanie Topalian, so obviously they're wonderful vocals. So.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Actually, speaking of Toy music, this is something that I actually haven't brought up yet, so might as well bring that up because we're about to get into turf noise battle, so might as well. But first, all I do is finish. Go on.
Yeah, it was mostly pretty much just the being thrown around in your seats, and anyone that had open drinks bottles or open sweets probably had them tossed all over the place.
And for the rain, did they actually have sprinklers rain down on you, or did they more like spray mist?
It was a bit of both. We got mist spray as well that secretes different smells.
oh god, they actually tried to implement against Velovision. Oh my
It's
god.
back from the dead, Tio.
The following movie will be presented in
Yeah,
smell-o-vision.
it's smell-o-vision, a motion ride, and a weather simulator all in one.
I'm still waiting for Screamo-vision from Freakazoid to be a thing. Scream. Ah!
Oh, right, that.
So here's a fun, interesting thing, Shiroi, since you've been listening quite a lot of the Neo mixes. You might notice how the Neo mix of Calling still has the same vocals from the first game, right? Instead of being an entirely new mix, right? That's because
I thought they were at least re-recorded.
the instrumentation itself is
Some
new.
notes sound different.
The notes sound different because the instrumentation, but the vocals themselves are reused. Like that's because Shiroi. In fact, all of the songs that were originally sung by Sawa in the first game, aka the original vocalist of Death March, as a way to keep her presence in here somehow, they reused her vocals instead of having Stephanie re-record the songs for one particular reason. Back in 2017, Sawa broke her jaw. She announced it on Twitter, and as a result, she had to retire from professional singing altogether. Fortunately, by that point, Ishimoto and her had already picked Stephanie to be her successor anyway, so the transition was smooth. Even before that happened, Stephanie had already sung the Kingdom mixes in Kingdom Hearts 3D, as well as do the new song for Final Remix, the new credit song, right? So by the time that happened, Stephanie was already in Death March, right up in succession to replace Sawa. So basically, it was a very smooth transition, and now we have Stephanie as the new lead vocalist of Twelly, basically.
Yeah, because she would have need like extensive surgery for that. My God.
And even then, she probably should not exert, because again, that's basically her entire job. I guess she hopefully leaves out of her royalties, but damn.
She's in the soundtrack tale. She's credited as doing the lyrics of these songs that she already did as well, and that's basically it. Like she's credited for writing the original lyrics because just like Stephanie, Sawa can sing in both Japanese and American. Again, that's why they picked Stephanie as her successor, because Stephanie has all the qualities Sawa did. She can sing in both Japanese and English, so which makes her not to mention her voice is actually already pretty similar to Sawa's voice anyway, so we couldn't have found a better successor anyway. So there you go. Oh, that reminds me though. While we're on the topic of the music too, there's one particular thing that you find funny. You know those guys who did a song for the City NT, the Bones.
Yeah.
The vocalist from that band, Jancy, he's one of the vocalists for this game.
I mean, Takeru Shimoto did the music for that too, so I'm not too surprised that we'll have a regular there.
Alright then.
Again, I'm more surprised that he not to actually ask the Kidney Thieves, a Canadian band, to actually do something for this.
But that's okay. Fortunately, again, like I said, even before she broke her jaw, Stephanie was already becoming a mainstay at Death March anyway. So. But yeah, that's basically it. In terms of music trivia, aside from that, I don't think I have anything else.
Well, they didn't have to. Well, there's a bit of trivia, I guess. They didn't have to compress the music this time.
Obviously.
For final, this time there's no need for a final remix version of the tracks because this is already done completely with. Now No,
Yeah,
but
we've got Tower Records and we can pump out good music.
I swear, Tower
Alex
Records
Free.
looks.
I'd say we're making good progress.
I swear, Tower Records looks a lot shorter in this game than it did in the first game.
much like with Layton, I will argue the original DS version did a great job compressing the music so that it still sounds good.
We shall soon
Yes,
find
it
out.
did.
In the
Yeah,
news
honestly-
today.
DS games in general actually managed to format their sound chips well. News
Chronicles.
flash on the Scramble, y'all!
Only when
Okay.
with
Dwibs, Chronicles was just bad music in general. That wasn't on the DS.
Yeah, the compression was the least of that soundtrack's problems, if you ask me.
Like, Dwibs. You know what I can counter with? Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure. Thank
Yep.
you, good night.
Exactly.
That makes
While
it
I've got
worse
your
in that
attention,
case.
let me hit you with another update. Here are your current turf totals. The Wicked Twisters lead with 4 areas, while the Vera Beauties and the Pure Hearts have claimed 3 apiece.
so encounter is inevitable.
Basically.
You know the assignment. As the boss always says, things are really heating up.
I never said that.
And for that, I'll reward you with a little more freedom.
Right, you can conquer the whole world.
Yes! Say goodbye to those walls that were blocking your way.
Yeah, as in now you can go to the other areas you couldn't before.
And let the bloodshed commence. 10-4, Shibuya Hikari and the Scramble Crossing are now yours for the taking.
Which is kind of a problem because we control that, so...
You know what that means?
Bottom left, Sherry.
Direct confirmation with the enemy factions.
Confrontation.
Confrontation.
Confirmation of
Yeah,
confrontation.
so sure, I take it that you have a problem with old English words, since you were talking about the modern English thing.
So now the premise of this
No, it was just a joke.
Okay.
Back in my day, we took on the Reapers, not each other, yo.
That is true.
Pedro, Also, Pedro, sure are some Wales, the country that has...
Yeah, true.
Wow.
You know what? You know what? Yeah, true. To be fair, it isn't always like this. Usually, there's more puzzles.
The struggle for territorial control is fraught with surprises.
The good news is they can't simply take our turf just by showing up. They actually have to beat us.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Actually have to
Okay.
eat
yeah,
that shit.
it's like Taylor was saying. All right. I forgot
Who's
again.
this? Let me check. Oh, generic people. Okay.
Yeah,
I think, yeah. I forget which
for
team it
everyone,
is.
cause surprise, here we are.
sure.
Oh god.
Yeah, are you the Varia Beauties?
Why do you all have the same hair?
Oh, that's actually. Go ahead.
We sure are.
I got.
We sure are, sweetie.
Well, we take a little stroll and get a sneak peek of our future turf.
You see, she like Kanon demands that her teammates be fabulous. Don't you see?
Such unfounded arrogance.
We're the only team that's unique. Everyone else are just posers.
I
You
call
want
these.
to talk? Don't arrogant people use big words all the time? You want a piece of this pie? You're gonna have to fight us for it, yo.
Yep. Not giving. That's
I'm
how.
sure the conversation between Nagi and a certain Dual Destinies character would just be a lot of colorful language.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. Oh, aren't we bold for a newbie?
What was his name again? Quote unquote, Neku.
Alright, listen. I ain't Neku, quote unquote.
You just dressed exactly
The
like
name's
him.
Beat, yo. Who the hell's Beat, yo? No, Beat. Then I'm trying to make sure you
who?
don't forget.
Also, that's the
Mr.
expression before. Why was he puckering his lips?
I guess we're really doing this.
All right. Let's do it.
Got a lot of nerve taking me on.
Gotta
you.
defend our turf, after all. All right. Let's go.
Also, I called that Jova, or sorry, whoever said it, less fabulous and more, less
Me.
immerse your head in a bucket of paint and see what happens.
Oh, Tail, you just appreciate experimental fashion.
Probably.
Also, you gotta love the audacity of these NPCs. Oh yes, these guys who actually gave the Ruinbringers a run for their money. Yes, we absolutely feel comfortable with just a few of us taking them on.
Well, to their credit, Jova, it's not like surrendering is gonna get them anywhere.
True, but like, holy cow, the lack
They either-
of caution.
They either fight or die, so
Actually, you know what? I think we're good for now.
thought so.
It is what?
Cowards.
Let's get out of here now, honey. Ta-ta for now.
That'll teach him to mess with the twisters.
Now let's take the fight to them.
At least we managed to hold our ground. Now let's shoot him in the back while their backs are turned.
Jesus Christ, Ren! Jesus,
Pedro.
Jesus Christ,
Pedro.
Ren, dude. What?
Pedro, I suggested these the week before, so it's nothing new.
No, I know too.
You're
I'm just.
both as bad as each
and I-
other. Moving on.
Of course I'm not gonna do that, Fred. Who do you think I am?
Remember, all's fair in love and war.
Ren, dude, should I be afraid for you?
What's that device you're holding?
It's called a smartphone.
So,
Okay, for the record, I'm not guilty of prying into their business because the phone was already unlocked.
sure, that's clear.
Fred, nobody asked.
But it says here they want to take down the Twisters.
Oh, what a shock. They're going after us.
Who's gonna call the
Let's
police?
see.
with
They're gonna
death?
meet at 104. No, wait. Shibuya Ikari, the one without a restaurant. That's oddly
But we haven't
unspecific.
even done that yet.
Ah, okay. Sounds like they want to avoid being overheard.
I'm jolly good at that, dropping their phone.
Seriously?
Who exactly is they?
The other team, we got this phone.
Sumyo, Pure Heart's VP, Vice President. So Moto is second in command.
The hell's
Wait a
that?
I haven't the slightest.
It's weird though. Those
Oh,
guys were
the
just like. It's weird. Those guys were just like variant beauties though.
All right.
Pure hearts.
Besides, Fred, I can't even shoot them anyway. I don't have a gun. Guess I like Motoy's second in command.
Very good,
Yeah.
Rendo. All right, Tara. Let's. Sorry. Honestly, I'm less concerned about the who and more about the what. All right.
But you don't like the who?
No. I said I'm not worried about who, Ren, dude. Come on. It sounds like they're trying to tag team us. That's what I mean.
So basically, the very.
Well,
The
Rendo.
Very Beauties and the Pure Hearts are working together against us.
Shall we put a preemptive stop to their
Collusive.
collusive efforts?
And I got an idea. Fred, you got their phone. Use it and send them disparaging text messages so they'll be in a blood feud with each other.
What do you think, Ren, dude?
What you say?
Oh, I got how that was start, but I say hell yeah, Penny.
And there you go. That's Beat's nickname for Nagi, Penny.
Yeah, yeah. That's my idea. Just send them
No, no.
send them messages to make them think they're dissing them.
Well then.
Glad you're on board.
It's because she collects pins, isn't it?
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
I ain't like how they're trying to play dirty. Don't sit right with me.
Yep. That's in character for Pete. Yep.
Let's show them how wicked we is, yo.
Sounds good to me. All right, let's do that. All right, Teo. Let's see if you remember. Well, actually, no, not over yet. Beat, wait up! That's the second time he's run off like that. Get used to that, Fred. He does that.
He marches to, well, the beat of his own drum.
Yeah, we already did that joke. In fact, the game did that joke. Hey, Rim Dude, what should we do with this?
Again, just send them disparaging text messages because they'll think you're the VP and. Or just maybe put it back where you found it.
Yeah, we're the good
Dude,
guys.
that's a tactical advantage you've got.
We're the honorable good guys, Joe, so we don't do that. Yeah, good idea. Don't want anyone thinking I stole it. Well, better get moving.
You are stupid.
You
I
also
mean-
have your fingerprints on it if you want to be that pedantic on the matter.
Like, even if you did steal it, what's the worst they could say? Oh, how dare you take something that I dropped? Like, where in the rule book is that bad?
Wither, to 10-4 or Shibuya Hikari.
All right, let's see if you... All right, Tail, pop quiz. Let's see if you remember. Which of those two locations does not have a restaurant?
Shibuya Hikari.
Well, that's asking Tail. Go on, Tail.
Well, I guess that's the answer.
Well, actually...
Without a restaurant.
Well, actually, Dweb's got it wrong. It's 1004.
Well, doesn't 1004 have like two different ones?
No, it has...
Sure, I guess they're considered like a cafe or a...
No,
showing,
you're
but,
thinking of the Scramble Crossing too. 1004 only has 3 clothing stores. It doesn't have a restaurant.
So we're going to go exactly where they want us to go, though?
No, the point is they're going to go where they meet to basically, as Nagi put it very much, ruin their collusive efforts. Basically, we're going to ambush them, kind of.
Imagine if
Remember,
we ambush
Jova,
them in their own territory.
Remember, Jova, text was not about them setting up the ambush immediately, but to reconvene in another place so they can talk about it.
Yeah, so we're going to go there and surprise them.
Alright then.
So it's petrol
It's
swords.
simple then.
I'm trying to remember. I know that, obviously when you knock out a person on their own turf, that's out, but I forget, if you beat them on your own turf, are they like temporarily out, or can they just retreat since we let some of them go?
Well, in this case, yes. This was literally the opposite of what we usually do. They tried to come into our turf and try to take it from us, but we defeated them, so...
My point is, like, they can still come back and fight later.
Potentially, well, in theory, yes. Based on everything we know about the rules, yes, I would assume so.
So what's going to stop them from reconvening in another area in our territory?
Well, Jova, this Scramble Slam is not over yet, so put a pin on that again.
Oh, well, yeah, I get the feeling things are just getting started.
Mm-hmm. Because this particular Scramble Slam doesn't go exactly like the last time.
I forbid the Ruin Bringers actually get involved.
Yeah, like we've said before, now you can increase your groove to 200%.
I guess the guy running the thing is like, I'm changing the rules.
Well, he is.
The deal.
Well, he is. Well, Dwebs, he is the game master, so he can do that.
Alright, here we are in the Bear Beauties territory.
Yep. So yeah, there you go, Tail. This is the spot without, because there's only that one you can see right at the bottom, Tail, clothing store, of all 3 of them, but there's no restaurant in 10-4.
Okay then. In that case, then it's good we take them out, because then that'll mean we not only put a stop to their efforts, but we'll also be taking some territory for ourselves.
Killing 2 rabbits with 1 shotgun. There you go.
Oh, my bad.
It's interesting because I'm recording Bugs Bunny Lost in Time right now, and I just did the Elmer Fudd boss battle. There you go. There you go. It's interesting about like the guy. I don't know who it does it, but the guy who plays Elmer Fudd in Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, he does a really good Arthur Q. Bryan impression. The original voice of Elmer Fudd.
It's the 90s, so I guess they're the same people who voice the characters for Space Jam.
Yeah, I love all of the voice actors for the Looney Tunes, for the current Looney Tunes series that we have. One particular weak link that we do have, though, is the guy playing Elmer Fudd in these new shorts. He doesn't really do a good job imitating Arthur Q. Bryan's voice. Don't get me wrong, he's fine. Don't get me wrong, his acting itself is fine, but his voice doesn't sound... He doesn't sound like a convincing imitation of Arthur Q. Bryan, honestly.
Elmer Fudd was voiced by Billy Weston.
Yeah, there you go. Is Billy West still voice acting, or is he retired by this point?
I think Billy West is still acting,
Billy
though.
West, I think he's still going.
Okay.
Sadly, though, remember, though, because of what happened with Looney Tunes Back in Action, ties with him and Looney Tunes were... let's just say that bridge kind of got burned. Don't get me wrong. I like Looney Tunes Back in Action, and I get what the guy in charge of it had in mind, but seriously, dude, you did not need to do Billy West dirty like that.
Question 2. Have you played Sheepdog and Wolf? Back in the day.
I know it's legendary, but I never bothered to play myself.
Well, okay.
I know what he's about.
Well, okay. Go ahead.
The place is ours now.
I'll ask later.
Hey,
Listen up, news flash, Scramble Slammers!
My portrait is bigger.
The wicked twisters have taken a new piece of turf! Which means the various beauties are down a piece! Bummer!
Hope Canon can forgive us.
She really won't, Fred. She's not worth it.
Oh, come on, Teo. What makes you think she's not worth it? She hasn't done anything necessarily awful to us.
What I mean is that Fred is
It's the
chasing...
same to you, punk.
What I mean to Fred is that Fred is chasing a fool's errand.
Okay.
Are you speaking from experience, Teo?
When we get back to Catherine, she really promised.
Whatever.
Your tone sounded thoroughly intentional to me.
What? Me? Nah.
Nah, never.
Yeah, I'll have Sumio be voiced by Joe. Why not? Sure. Yeah. I'm already playing more toys though. And Teo, you can be this one. Why not?
There you are. We've been looking all over for you, guys. So, bad news. It sounds like those icky twisters are onto us. That's a bummer. Canon said we should just call the whole thing off. Oh, I got confused with the leaders. My bad.
What is this thing which you speak? I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
What do you mean? What do you mean? We never had this conversation.
So useless.
How do I breathe? Were you trying to address me?
Good lord, am I working alone here?
The very beauties, they're more about looks than brains.
No, what? You must be hearing things.
We're not planning anything. Ciao.
Anywho, I gotta run. Ciao.
Rude. It's already bad enough we lost this area. But to lose it to those icky twisters of our team, that's just sad.
Right here, you know.
Standing right here.
I need a Cosmo.
Oh, go to Seventh Heaven. And Tifa makes some really good ones.
Oh, I get the idea. That's a term referring to like a drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible that it's meant to be a subtle nod to the Cosmo Canyon, maybe? Who knows?
The morale certainly seems to have taken a downturn.
Basically, there's later...
Working on the job.
Yes.
Urban Dictionary usually never fails me on this, so give me a second.
The reason I'm thinking, Taylor, is because there's later a side quest where Fred kind of makes a subtle nod to Final Fantasy 15, specifically the come up with a new recipe meme.
If I recall correctly, I think a Cosmo was one of the consumables we could get at one of the eating establishments.
Okay, I'm gonna wait until the dialogue's over for something. Go on.
I think a stop to this game was a good start.
It was. I don't get it though. Are they all really that afraid of us? Like us? There you go, Java. So there you go, Java. Go ahead.
They certainly emitted an aura of unease.
Carry on,
You
Java.
guys again nearly came to beating the Ruinbringers.
That is true, but at the same time, they still outnumber us. So if they technically all banded together, like all their entire teams together, they could potentially still take us on.
Anyone who's familiar with an RPG will know that just having bigger numbers doesn't mean you're gonna win.
Right? So you noticed it too.
We've become the best there is and the best there ever will be.
I was speaking to myself.
All right. I think actually no. There's more cutscene. Right. I was wondering if this was a good time to prompt Teo to continue, but
I know this stuff.
But I heard it. Doesn't that count?
Yeah, I'm with Reed on this one.
The sad thing is that you've got much more of a chance with this one than Canon.
Don't know where to swallow.
It swallows the turn to ghost you now, I guess.
Especially when we're basically on the same page here.
I strongly doubt the veracity of that statement.
Oh, now you're just lying to yourself, sweetie.
All right. I'm drowning in hindsight right now so badly and so wonderful.
Subtle. Very subtle.
What are you two fighting about now?
It's a thing they do. It's this usual lover spat they do.
They like each other, but they can't deal with it. So this is their only way to cope with it. Beat, don't worry.
Like
Must
Nagi
know if
can't
you have a
deal with it.
choice.
Fred would be like, "Oh, I have feelings for her. Cool."
True.
Tis but discord between opposing elements.
Why do
Hey,
you
now
glasses
I'll
fuck
have
up
you
like
know,
that?
Discord helps us communicate very well now.
I didn't mean that kind of discord. I meant the actual discord, the actual process of discord between people.
The MLP villain.
Yeah,
Damn
I
it,
was
you stole
about
my
to
joke.
say.
You mean like water?
Sure, if that helps you, Beat. Well, water is an element, so go ahead.
If that facilitates your comprehension, then yes.
The loops you people go through.
Indeed.
The question is, which one?
Sorry, Rendo, you're gonna have to make a decision.
That one.
Perfect, Whips. Perfect.
Alright, Lives, I haven't found any major info when it comes to, Urban Dictionary about Cosmo as a term for, a drink, something to drink. But amongst one of the early ones, Lives, I found is mentioned here, a homeless British man who is on the run after breaking into a hospital and stealing all the morphine. Care to elaborate?
That's the first I've heard of it.
That's also the first I've heard of it.
No fucking idea. Anyway, to mention quickly something that I was saying before, Kidney Thieves did, like I said, he's still active technically, but aside from composing for DCO 12, they also did a soundtrack for Metal Gear Rising. I didn't even know that.
That's not surprising.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright.
See ya.
See you in the next part.
See ya.
Bye.